So I came across this video and I thought it seemed like an interesting title for the video. It's called 10 Swedish Unwritten Rules. So of course I want to learn more about Swedish culture, and unwritten rules seems like a good way to do that. Tell me if you follow these unwritten rules. Tell me if you've heard of them before. And if there's any other sort of unwritten rules or things to live by in Sweden that are not on this list, tell me in the comments.
Hi guys, today we're going to go through 10 unwritten Swedish rules. And if you're a Swede, you know these by heart, and if you're not, these can come in handy if you plan to come here, or if you're just generally interested. Anyway, let's go through them. Number 1, don't consider yourself to be better than anyone else. This is the major rule of all Swedish culture, and also I think Scandinavian culture. This applies for any situation. You should always be humble and don't brag about yourself. Number 2, keep your distance.
That one I think I've heard of before, but I thought it was more like something that everybody learns. There's actually like a name for it, like this mentality, which I think is actually a very good thing, to be humble and not talk about how good you are. Being from the UK, there's definitely people that could and should follow that advice. In your experience in Sweden, does everybody do that? Does everybody follow that? Do you know anybody that's like cocky or braggy?
And don't brag about yourself. Number 2, keep your distance. This applies for any type of situation where there are people that you don't know. Swedes will become very uncomfortable if you don't know a person and you come closer than 1 meter. So keep your freaking distance. Number 3, as far as possible, don't sit directly to anyone else. This applies for public transportation, benches, or anywhere else where you can sit, basically. If you enter a bus or a subway that is pretty much empty except for one person who's sitting somewhere, and you go and sit directly next to that person, then you will be in hell, Swedish hell. Number 4, do not look people in the eye when in public places. This goes hand in hand with the keeping the distance one, because if you look people in the eye, especially on public transportation, you come out as a freak or a creep or weird or not normal. Number 5.
Yeah, man, I definitely feel like I can follow that Swedish mentality of keeping distance, not making eye contact too much, not sitting beside someone on a public transport. Who would do that? That's weird to me as well. So I am learning, the more I learn about Swedish culture and the Swedish personality, I see that they just are like to keep themselves to themselves a bit more, maybe a bit more reserved from what I've watched in videos. Is that fair? Is there anybody that you know that goes against all of these things?
Let everyone leave the bus / subway / anything else before you enter. This is not practiced by all the people here in this country, but if you do, you look like a shite. Number 6.
That one definitely. I live in Asia now, and people just don't follow that. Getting on buses, getting off buses, going into the lift, people just barge into you. If you're trying to go in the lift, if you're trying to come out the lift, people walk in before you get out and just be banging into you. Same trying to go on public off public transport. People try and just barge through you. It's actually really annoying, but I really like that Sweden has that respect for people.
Do not speak loudly in public places, especially when you're on the phone. If you're on the subway and really need to take the phone call, then speak very, very quietly, because otherwise people will think you're weird. Spooky. Number 7, when you're meeting someone, first time, handshake. Second time, hug. The hug also applies for when you're leaving the person for the first time, because then you basically know the person. This law can be a problem if you're meeting someone that you don't know if you've met them before or not. Then it could become like a handshake, hug thingy.
That's true.
But that's the rule. Some guys tend to always do the handshake and you always hug the girls, but I tend to try to hug the guys as well. Kind of makes me look like a creep sometimes. But hey, I am. Number 8.
Is that true? So every single time after the first time meeting someone, you hug them, especially even leaving them for the first time? That actually kind of feels like it goes against the other rules there where you like to keep distance, but immediately after meeting someone, at the end of that meeting, you'll give them a hug. I mean, like, it's kind of nice. Shows you're like friendly and like close like that. But interesting, it's like kind of feels like it goes against the other rule.
8. Queues are religious to Swedish people. And if you try to cut in line, then you will be the greatest piece of shit that have ever walked on this tiny earth. The problem though is that the Swedes will not tell you that you've done wrong. They will just stare at you madly and then go home and tell their partner. Number 9.
Yeah, I think that's something I agree with. Being British, we're also known for queuing and being respectful in queues. Here in Asia, again, just like that just goes out the window. No one queues. It's like can be quite annoying sometimes as well. So actually, I feel like a lot of these are just about being respectful. So I think Swedish people are very respectful people.
9. Do not stand on the left side of the escalators. The left line is for walking up the escalator. You should always stand on the right side. And if you're with someone, then they should stand above you or below you, and then you can turn around and speak to them. They should never stand directly next to you. People will get angry, yeah. And finally,
that's interesting because I think here in Malaysia, I've been to Australia, I think it's always people stand on the left. So it's interesting it's on the other side. But again, it just makes sense to do that to allow people to walk up the escalator if they want to.
Number
Again,
10.
just about being respectful.
Stay fucking silent at the cinemas. Alright people, that was 10 Swedish unwritten rules.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of them would probably be applicable in the UK as well. And I think a lot of them are about just being a good human being, a respectful human being. So it shows to me that Swedish people are just generally good, respectful people, and I like that. So tell me if you follow all of these. Is there any of these you don't do or you ever witnessed anybody not doing? Tell me in the comments. Thanks.